That is one small step for man.
One giant step for the Cinefanatics. Is that how it goes?
Not even close.
Oh.
Hey guys, welcome to the Cinefanatics review of First Man. I'm Chris Adams.
And I'm Robert Adams.
Yeah, space movie.
Yeah.
Not your typical space movie because this one's based on real life.
There were no wars.
Cut the crap, conspiracy theorists, it's based on real life.
Yeah, this is not what that channel... This is not the point of that channel. This channel.
Put your tinfoil hats away.
Yeah. Anyways. First off, right off the bat, I just want to say there's not going to be any spoilers for this.
We landed on the moon.
We landed on the moon. He came home. Everyone's like all happy ever after, as far as we know, ish. So, I mean, it's not like if we were doing a review for a Titanic, iceberg hit the Titanic, it sank. We all know that. It's not spoiling anything. So, yeah. As far as like the small intricate details, we'll probably just avoid those. But you know, it's a movie based on the life of Neil Armstrong. Mm-hmm. The movie basically surrounds him working for NASA, going through all the Gemini testing, up into the Apollo mission, landing on the moon, coming back. That's it. That's what the movie is.
It's his life. It's his experiences with NASA up to going to the moon and coming back.
Yeah. This movie is, I think it's like the third major directorial movie by Damien Chazelle, who was previously known for Whiplash and La La Land. Which, this is what's funny. This movie is a stark contrast to Whiplash and La La Land. Whiplash was just a good movie. It was a movie. La La Land is this like oversaturated musical. Mm-hmm. And then this, going into like the review of this movie, my opinion, this movie looks like it was made during the 60s. Like, it's not a documentary, but it definitely had to feel like we were watching as it was happening in real life.
Yeah.
There was a lot of grain on the film. It looked time period accurate.
Yeah. For sure.
And I would say that's a new one for Damien Chazelle because of the filming style that we're used to with the first two movies.
I do like that you brought up those first two movies from him, though, because I did note that even though this is different for him from the other two that he's previously done, at the same time, I still saw a lot of Damien Chazelle's flair and flavor in this movie. And I think that's something actually I really enjoyed most about the film is Damien Chazelle, if you've noticed in Whiplash, or mostly in Whiplash, but also there's scenes of tense moments in La La Land where the camera does this thing where it's not like shaky camera like a Jason Bourne type movie, but it's like a real life, like there's a human there, and it's how the human would move in interaction with what's going on in the scene. That style of camera work existed a lot in Whiplash, a little bit in La La Land,
and a whole lot in First Man.
And was absolutely heavily featured in this movie. And where some people might not like that because they want just steady, just let me see the scene steady. Mm-hmm. I actually appreciated it because I think it brought in a lot of intensity to the scenes. Completely
agree. There were because of that, I was actually really glad that we weren't watching this movie in one of those like 4D motion things because I would have been sick all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Leading into that, one of the things I did like about this is because it, like you said, it looked like a human being was holding a camera. Mm-hmm. We're getting basically the point of view from the human beings in the pods, in the spaceship, as it's going. And I don't know if you noticed, but this was actually really cool, is that when we're seeing any time they get into a spaceship or a pod or something about to launch, they actually do go out of the way to have the first person point of view. They're looking at all the controls, and then what I really liked is that they would look over, and sometimes you'd see a hand stroke or focus in on like the little nuts and bolts that's holding the ship together. Mm-hmm. As in, you're about to go into outer space, and these nuts and bolts are the only thing that's basically keeping you alive in this pod. And that's just mind-blowing for a movie to actually put you in a place where you're looking at it like that. Yeah. That's awesome.
For sure. And that kind of bleeds into like one of the other big things I really enjoyed about this is that from the start. This movie has an intensity to it. Not in that it's actually like edge of your seat, because the fact of the matter is we know how this story plays out. We know that he goes to the moon, he comes back. We get it. But there's an intensity to not just the tests leading up to the moon, but also, since we're looking at Neil Armstrong's life and the inner workings between his relationship with his wife, his kids, tragic things that happen in his life leading up to that moment, for me, it grabbed me, and I couldn't take a breath basically till the end of the movie.
Well, especially the opening, and one of the things that went through my mind, and I know this might be kind of like hearsay for movie purists, I feel like the very beginning of this movie, we're introduced to him through he's testing the X-15 rocket. Mm-hmm. Just basically going up into the atmosphere, bouncing around, and then having to come back home.
Yeah.
And the way it was shot, the way it was filmed, sound, audio, your visuals, everything. I think this is like the like Saving Private Ryan opening of them on the beach in Normandy. How realistic that was. This is that, as far as...
That's a bold statement, too.
And that's why I'm saying this might be heresy for movie purists. But this looked like it just had you right there.
Yeah.
At that scene, in that moment. And again, like I said, it grabs you and it doesn't let go. There's a couple more things I really want to talk about. One of the big things is, like, from that scene is audio, the use of audio in this movie. Fantastic, because it knows when to put in those sounds. Like the rocket taking off was blasting in your ears, but once they're in space, silence.
Getting out on the moon, silence. It wanted you to really enjoy and chew on the scene that you're watching at that time, not be worried about what you're hearing.
The whole part at the end with them on the moon is absolutely breathtaking. That's got to be one of the most epic views of something like that ever put in a movie. You're holding your breath. You're watching as like the lunar craft is landing. Just the visuals that Damien Chazelle has put in there, just gorgeous.
Absolutely better than the faked one they did in the 60s.
Yeah. The acting.
Put away the conspiracy theorist hats.
All right. The acting.
I'll be surprised if Ryan Gosling actually doesn't get nominated, in my opinion.
I mean, there was a ton of famous faces in this movie. People that you're going to recognize, that you've seen in a whole bunch of other things, and you might not be able to place them immediately. But definitely the standouts for this was Ryan Gosling as Neil Armstrong and Claire Foy as his wife, Janet.
I was going to say, her acting in this movie was fantastic as well.
Which is weird because, like, the only thing I've seen of her lately is she's been in the trailer for the next Girl with the Dragon Tattoo movie, and that's like completely like 180, 360, whatever
very
degrees from what she played in this. Yeah, it's very...
there was a lot of emotional weight that she held in this role, and she did it with grace and ease.
And at the same time, Ryan Gosling has a lot of emotional weight on him. His emotional weight is completely different than hers.
Yeah.
But you can kind of see how he's dealing with family tragedy, and he's still pushing along. And honestly, if I had that kind of tragedy, I hope to be someone like him to be able to push like that.
Yeah.
I mean, not only is he dealing with the family tragedy, but again, as in what's historically documented, his friends, co-workers, people from NASA constantly getting in accidents. They're dying out of these space tests and stuff. And these are people that he knew, that he worked with, that he would share feelings with, and just... Yeah. That's got to weigh on you a lot. So he did a very good job with that.
Yeah, and so, I mean, that's the big thing. Like, wrapping up the thoughts here, Damien Chazelle, Ryan Gosling, the whole team really poured in the level of intensity that is required to tell this story. I really don't have anything con to take away. There might be a few, for some of you out there who don't like slow movies, there's a few moments in there that probably you might feel like drag on a little bit.
That being said, I've been like pretty much dead tired all day today, and I still was very enthralled in the movie, even though there were some slow moments.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like that's to be expected when you watch a biopic or something like that.
Yeah.
Those moments are going to exist.
We can't be constantly going up
into the characters.
We can't be constantly going up to outer space every 5 seconds in a movie.
That's true, especially one based on real life where that didn't happen.
Yeah, we're not Han Solo.
Anyway, so as far as a rating for this, I'll give this about 4.5 out of 5 moons. I think Damien Chazelle has hit another one right out of the park. Out of this world.
Yeah, I'll probably go about 4 out of 5 moons. Mm-hmm. It was really good. I would say out of the 3 Damien Chazelle movies, I've probably liked this one as from the aspect of what he was able to achieve in cinema.
Yeah.
Me personally, I still like Whiplash, I would say, story-wise, more, but this one is cinematography, the way it looked, the way he put it together is absolutely gorgeous. Definitely the best of the 3.
Damien Chazelle is quickly becoming one of my favorite filmmakers, and I'm really interested in continuing to see what he does going forward. Mm. But yeah, so definitely a recommendation from us. If you can go see this in the theater, if you have the means to do so, go ahead and do so. I mean, you're talking about a real-life space adventure, essentially, up on the big screen. Those intense moments look beautiful. Definitely recommend you do that. But if you're going to not go to the theater, then we recommend that you continue to watch videos on our channel, the Cinefanatics channel. Go ahead and like and comment down below. Let us know, have you seen First Man yet? What did you think? Have that conversation with us. We want to talk to you about it. And while you're here, go ahead and subscribe, because we have other stuff coming out. We've got other reviews, trailer reactions. There's trailers popping out like crazy right now. Everything coming next year, everything coming for Oscar season, all that's happening. So stay tuned to the channel. We got more stuff coming out for you soon. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Later.
See ya.
Yeah, so much for keeping that under 5 minutes.
One small step for man.
Wow.